The Sands of Iwo Jima is a 1949 American war film that explores the brutal realities of World War II through the experiences of a group of United States Marines during the Pacific Campaign. Directed by Alan Dwan and produced by Republic Pictures, the film is recognized both for its vivid depiction of combat and for its contribution to the evolving genre of war cinema in post-war America. The movie is particularly notable for launching John Wayne into a more serious, dramatic realm of acting beyond his traditional Western roles, earning him critical acclaim and a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actor. The film blends elements of personal struggle, military camaraderie, and the psychological and physical toll of warfare, offering a perspective on heroism, leadership, and sacrifice. Set during the late stages of World War II, the narrative follows Sergeant John Stryker, a tough and uncompromising Marine who is sent to train a new battalion of recruits. Stryker is a man shaped by prior combat experience, marked by his relentless discipline, strict methods, and unflinching adherence to military code. From the outset, he faces challenges not only from the demands of military life, but also from the individual personalities of his men. These recruits vary widely in temperament, motivation, and resilience, creating a microcosm of society as they must adapt to the rigid structure and extreme expectations of the Marine Corps. Stryker's unyielding nature earns him the respect of some but the resentment of others, reflecting the often ambiguous balance between authority and camaraderie in military life. Stryker's leadership is depicted as both demanding and deeply committed to the welfare of his men. His methods often appear harsh as he pushes them beyond their perceived limits, insisting on discipline, unity, and moral courage. The narrative emphasizes the transformative nature of rigorous training, illustrating how ordinary men are forged into a cohesive fighting force capable of facing the extraordinary challenges of combat. The film portrays the Marines' evolution from inexperienced recruits to battle-hardened soldiers, highlighting the interplay between fear, courage, and the development of trust among comrades. Through this progression, the story underscores the idea that military service is as much about personal growth and ethical fortitude as it is about tactical skill and physical endurance. The depiction of combat in the Sands of Iwo Jima is central to its impact and legacy. The climactic battle on Iwo Jima, a real and historically significant conflict, provides a dramatic backdrop for exploring themes of valor, sacrifice, and the human cost of war. The filmmakers incorporated a level of realism uncommon in the immediate post-war period, employing on-location shooting, detailed set design, and choreography to convey the chaos and intensity of battle. The sequence emphasizes both the physical and emotional demands placed on soldiers, portraying combat not as an abstract or glorified endeavor, but as a harrowing experience fraught with danger and loss. The narrative does not shy away from the suffering of individual Marines, illustrating the toll that war exacts on body and mind, and reinforcing the story's focus on personal endurance and collective responsibility. Character development is central to the film's narrative depth. Sergeant Stryker serves as the focal point, embodying a complex blend of toughness, moral conviction, and vulnerability. His interactions with his men reveal the tension between authority and empathy, highlighting the psychological dimensions of leadership. While his strict methods initially provoke resistance, his willingness to share the burdens of combat and his unwavering commitment to his men's survival gradually earns their loyalty and admiration. This arc reflects broader post-war cultural narratives about the nature of heroism and the qualities required of those who lead in extreme circumstances. The film emphasizes that heroism is not merely about acts of valor, but about the consistent, often unseen dedication to the welfare of others and the execution of one's duty in the face of adversity. Supporting characters provide additional layers of complexity and reflect the varied experiences of Marines during World War II. Each recruit represents a distinct social background, set of skills, and personality traits, illustrating the diversity of the U.S. military and the broader American society from which it drew. The interactions among the men create opportunities to explore themes of friendship, loyalty, and moral conflict as they navigate both the rigors of training and the perils of combat. The narrative portrays these relationships with nuance, showing how bonds of trust and camaraderie are formed through shared hardship mutual dependence, and the need for collective survival. These dynamics serve to humanize the war experience, emphasizing that the individual stories of soldiers are intertwined with larger historical and tactical events. The historical context of the film is significant. Released only 4 years after the end of World War II, The Sands of Iwo Jima reflects contemporary American attitudes toward the conflict, veterans, and the military. The portrayal of the Marines is deeply respectful, emphasizing honor, courage, and the sacrifices made by ordinary men in extraordinary circumstances. At the same time, the film engages with the psychological realities of warfare, depicting fear, grief, and the moral ambiguities inherent in combat. This dual focus on valor and vulnerability helped the film resonate with audiences who had lived through or been affected by the war, offering both catharsis and a reaffirmation of shared national values. Its timing also contributed to the evolving image of John Wayne, transitioning him from a cinematic icon of the frontier to a figure representing American strength, resolve, and moral fortitude in the modern context of global conflict. The production of The Sands of Iwo Jima involved significant attention to authenticity and detail. Alan Dwan, an experienced director with a career spanning silent films to sound cinema, worked to create a balance between dramatic storytelling and realistic depiction of military life. Cinematographer Reggie Lanning employed techniques that emphasized the scale and intensity of combat, while the film's editing maintained a pace that mirrored both the tension of training exercises and the chaos of battle. Technical advisors from the Marine Corps were involved to ensure accurate representation of tactics, weaponry, and military procedures, lending credibility to the story. The result is a film that combines cinematic spectacle with a grounded portrayal of the experiences of Marines, avoiding both overt romanticization and sensationalism. The film's reception highlighted both its artistic achievements and its cultural significance. Critics praised the performance of John Wayne, whose portrayal of Sergeant Stryker was noted for its intensity, emotional depth, and authenticity. His ability to convey authority, vulnerability, and moral conviction contributed to the film's enduring reputation as a seminal war drama. Audiences responded to the film's realism and emotional resonance, cementing its place in the canon of American war films. The success of The Sands of Iwo Jima also reinforced Republic Pictures' ability to produce films with higher production values and narrative ambition, elevating the studio's profile in the post-war era. Beyond its immediate impact, the film has had a lasting legacy in both cinematic and historical terms. It contributed to the shaping of war film conventions, including the emphasis on character-driven storytelling, the realistic depiction of combat, and the exploration of leadership and moral responsibility under duress. Its influence can be seen in subsequent films depicting the Pacific Theater and the broader experience of soldiers in World War II. Furthermore, the film has been recognized for its role in memorializing the sacrifices of the Marines and for bringing public attention to the strategic and human significance of battles such as Iwo Jima. It remains a reference point in discussions of wartime heroism, cinematic realism, and the intersection of popular culture with historical memory. Thematically, The Sands of Iwo Jima explores the intersection of duty, personal growth, and collective responsibility. The narrative emphasizes that the development of moral courage, resilience, and solidarity among soldiers is as vital as tactical skill. Sergeant Stryker's character embodies the notion that leadership requires both firmness and empathy, a balance between discipline and understanding, and a willingness to share in the risks faced by those under one's command. The film also reflects the broader American ethos of the era, celebrating perseverance, honor, and sacrifice while acknowledging the profound costs of war. These themes, combined with its compelling narrative and strong performances, contribute to the film's enduring significance. The depiction of Iwo Jima itself is a critical aspect of the film. The island is presented not merely as a physical location, but as a crucible in which the men's training, courage, and morality are tested. The harsh terrain, fortified positions, and relentless combat symbolize the extreme challenges faced by the Marines and serve as a narrative device to explore human endurance. The battle sequences are constructed to highlight both individual acts of heroism and the necessity of teamwork, illustrating how success and survival depend on cooperation, strategic thinking, and mutual support. By situating the personal stories of the characters within this larger historical and tactical framework, the film conveys the interconnectedness of individual experience and collective endeavor. The film's cinematography and visual style contribute significantly to its emotional and narrative impact. Camera angles, framing, and lighting are employed to convey both the intimacy of personal struggle and the scale of military operations. Close-ups emphasize the emotional and psychological states of characters, while wide shots and tracking sequences capture the intensity and chaos of battle. The visual style complements the story's exploration of tension, courage, and sacrifice, reinforcing the narrative's authenticity and dramatic resonance. Music and sound design further enhance the immersive experience, accentuating both moments of quiet reflection and the cacophony of combat. The technical and artistic elements of the film work in concert to create a compelling portrayal of wartime experience that resonates with viewers on multiple levels. In conclusion, The Sands of Iwo Jima is a landmark film that combines historical drama, character study, and realistic depictions of combat to explore the experiences of Marines during World War II. Its focus on leadership, camaraderie, moral courage, and personal sacrifice provides a multidimensional perspective on the realities of war. John Wayne's portrayal of Sergeant John Stryker anchors the film, bringing both gravitas and emotional depth to the narrative. Through its technical achievements, thematic richness, and historical resonance, the film has maintained a lasting place in American cinema, influencing subsequent portrayals of wartime experience and shaping cultural perceptions of heroism, duty, and the human cost of conflict. By blending personal and collective narratives within the context of a pivotal military campaign, The Sands of Iwo Jima offers both a tribute to the courage of soldiers and a reflection on the enduring challenges and responsibilities of leadership, making it a work of enduring significance in the history of film.